not quite sure we could hear you on that, but I can find theoretical and experimental probability, Yasmin says. And this is what we did. We also threw in some odds at the very end, you're going to see in a second. Really important that you understand what theoretical probability is. It is the exact same formula we've been working with all year. It is literally the probability formula. Yes, no?
Yeah.
Experimental probability is different. It is actually taking the data that someone or something produces, and here's the formula. Number of times something actually happens over the number of trials, or the number of times you actually test it. Trials would be the number of times you actually do something or test something. You gotta know those two formulas, you guys. Theoretical probability, we've been doing it all year. So we have a number cube, it's got 6 sides. The probability of rolling a 1 would be 1 out of 6. You have 6 total possible outcomes. One time, you could get a 1. On the probability of getting something less than 5, what would be the favorable outcomes on a less than 5? Nor, what would be the favorable outcomes for something less than 5? Please list them off. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So there's 4 favorable, 6 total. And then can somebody tell me the favorable outcomes for greater than or equal to 3? Grace.
3, 4, 5, and 6.
3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So the favorable over total. We slid down to experimental probability, and we actually did some experiments. So you can see the probability of getting a 1 on a number cube. I'm not sure which group did this, but they found out that when rolling a number cube 6 times, they got 1 1 time, 3 2 times, 4 1 time, 5 1 time, and 6 1 time. So theoretically speaking, experimentally speaking, how many times did they get a 1?
1 time.
And how many trials did they run?
6.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they only got a 1 1 time, so 1 out of 6. Another group did a very similar thing, and they calculated, or they recorded how many times they got less than 5. How many times did they get less than 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And how many times did they actually do this experiment? 6. So they did it 6 times, and how many times did they get less than 5? 5 times. You get the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, there's one more piece of data down there that you can look at. Last thing we did then would be odds. There are 2 formulas that you need to concern yourself with. Odds, favorable over unfavorable. If you flip a coin, what are the odds you're going to get ahead? 1 over
2.
No. 1 over 1. What's the favorable outcome?
1.
What's a favorable outcome? It's ahead, right?
Yeah.
What's the unfavorable outcome?
2.
So it's 1 to 1. Okay, and you can see that here in number 7. And then we did odds against. It's just basically the opposite. Unfavorable over favorable. So what are the odds against rolling a 3 on a number cube? There are 5 unfavorables and there's 1 favorable. So it's just the reverse. Questions?